Some folk are born made to fly the banners, oh, they're red, white and blue. And when the bard plays hey to the king, oh, they point the trebuchet at ye, Lord. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no nobleman's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay. Some folk are born silver spoon in hand, oh, don't they help themselves, Lord. Yet when the taxman cometh to the door, lo, the house looketh like a flea fair ye. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no baron's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me, fortunate I ain't been, nay. Some folk headed, shield, crested eyes, oh, they send ye down to war, Lord. And when you ask them how much should we give, oh, they only answer more ye. 'Tisn't me, I ain't no chevalier's kin, nay. 'Tisn't me.
Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of 3B Radio, where we do our live stream actual plays. Tonight we're doing Unfortunate Sons, which is our Game of Thrones game set in... No, it's set in Game of Thrones. It is a Warhammer Fantasy RP rule set because that is a superior game. Where we follow a group of mercenaries as they try and make their way through the Game of Thrones, where you either live or die. As I understand it.
Dude.
I don't understand what happened there.
Someone just re-upped their subscription.
Yeah, but it also, for whatever reason, did not show up on top. Because, you know, why would it? Why?
It was behind the overlay.
Before we get in any further, let me go ahead and start with introductions. And we're going to go and start today with Tom in the middle.
Hey folks, I'm Mid. On your screen I am in the middle. Wasn't intentional, but it's the way it is. I play a lovable jester who has never hurt a single soul in his life and only wants peace and happiness for the realm of Westeros.
Yeah.
That doesn't sound accurate at all.
He's a malevolent, sinister motherfucker.
Alright.
He most certainly didn't flamethrower somebody to the face with his mouth.
That was... Flamethrower with his mouth, I think, is the worst part of that. Next up, we have Joe. I'm going to go counterclockwise just to really mess with everyone's life. Next up, we have Joe, which is directly beneath me.
That works. Hi, I'm Joe. I'm playing Markas Storm, the Bastard of Blackhaven. I'm the leader of this ragtag group, Unfortunate Sons, as we venture around Westeros trying to find loot, money. Money is loot. Derp, loot, adventure.
It's been like
glory.
It's been a little bit. It's fine.
Yeah, it's been a while. What was it? What did you say last time? Hose we were looking for last time?
Hose is definitely, I think, on the list. I know that Mid's looking for hose. All right.
I mean, he beds every female we find, so.
Yeah, he definitely works at it. Next up, we have Leslie.
Hi. I mean, hello. Frag are genuinely sweet little street rat, orphan, born, raised, well, as far as I'm aware, they are concerned, just born and raised on the streets, learned to fend for themselves, and just wants a comfy roof over her head, food in their belly, and stuff like that. Found it with these guys. Hey, and it's
I like the idea that Frag started and she's like, down with the rich, burn them all. And then she's like, you know what, on second thought, I have food now, I am much less angry. She just needed a Snickers. They just needed a Snickers, and they're much, yeah.
She was hangry.
They did, yeah.
All right. Next up, in the bottom right, we have Rich.
Hi, I am Rolf, the Maester. I've got, what is it, three or four rings?
You're
I
moving
think
right
I have
along.
4 rings. Yeah.
You're
I
doing
only
pretty good
have,
for yourself.
yeah, I'm doing pretty good. Right now I'm pursuing Xander and, yeah, studying surgery.
I like
So,
it.
Long-term goals is an extra link. Short-term goals is that booty.
The booty link.
Next up, last but not least, we have everyone's favorite Lucky Charm, Julio.
Hell yeah.
Hey everybody, I'm Julio, and I will be playing Roderick, the surly, sour, terrible smelling, and ultimately fatherly drowned man, priest of the drowned god, who follows these kids along on their misadventures and lends a hand where he sees fit. He received a vision at one point telling him that Markas was chosen one of the drowned god, and now he is here to ensure that his will be done and that his lord is well served.
I like that you're a drowned man, and that is your like fatherly figure that we've got going on in the group. And how nice it is that
man.
that Roderick is the old man of the group, and now Kasim is also the old man in the group. You know, it's we're doing so well for you.
Yep, I am forever condemned to playing
Um,
old men.
So, before we get into the nitty gritty of what's going on, channel announcements, as Nightbot is currently reminding me, you should definitely check us out on Facebook. We also have a Patreon where you get access to our Discord channel as well as some exclusive merch. Don't stop that. Stop that, Tom. Every time we talk about that swimsuit calendar, it just it's bad for everybody. So
I think it's good for everybody. Potential
Nonsense.
income.
that is true, but and you know I have lots of content creator friends that have in fact done calendars of various types.
And Colin and I are dying to take our shirts off. So
You are, and I know it's great. You know what? If we get to some Patreon subscribers, I will talk to our 3B radio cast about doing a calendar. I'm not promising that it'll happen, but that might definitely be the type of exclusive merch you see on our Patreon.
I need to find a Fox G-string then.
Etsy
Oh, no.
is what I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say that you could definitely find one on Etsy. Although you got the kilt going, and kilted men is definitely a thing.
I do.
Oddly enough, I also have a kilt.
is that a sign of something to come?
All right, let's move on with that. My wife would my wife probably would not approve of such things.
Especially if I'm involved.
Private property,
Eyes.
right? All right, so it's been a bit since we played Unfortunate Sons. Anybody who knows how long it's actually been, I would be impressed with. Like I said last night, a lot of personal things have been going on, and then tropical storms and nonsense have kept us away from playing for a little bit. But we are in fact back, and so what I'm going to do is go ahead and give a quick recap of where we were at last. When last we left the Suns, they had finally gathered together with Lord Selmy and Sir Davos, as they have gotten a small army together to face off against Tryss of Summerhall. They have gathered enough information to prove that they are traitors, and possibly that Green Mountain is also involved. And so they are now gathering to fight. The army is present, and we're going to take a little bit here so that you guys can do whatever pre-battle fuckery you guys want to do before we get into actual fighting. Being polite and whatnot, Lord Selmy has in fact informed Tryss that they are coming to arrest her, and that battle will be
When the level and a half, it will not be
Be
hot
met.
garbage.
I saw that face, Julio.
I mean, Honor. What the hell?
So let's go ahead and do you guys have anything in mind that you want to do? Things that I want you guys to think about is how you want to fight as a unit. You guys have all of your men here, which I think puts you up at a unit of 25, which is actually like a fairly decent unit on the field. But it is a mixed arms unit.
Yes, we are.
Did we not? Hilarious. Did we not receive additional forces?
No, but you guys have the opportunity to talk with them and see if you want to. See if he wants you to command a larger unit and use you guys as leaders. You guys can ask him if you guys want to be placed as sergeants and each of you lead your own small units. Like I said, options.
I prefer a large unit.
Size queen. I get it.
Jeez.
Not me.
That took me a sec.
So,
I like it.
so apparently, while they're thinking, I'm going to go ahead and talk some smack. Apparently, Twitch has started a thing called a hype train, where if people do things, it builds momentum for the channel. And this is a good time to remind you that if you are an Amazon subscriber, you have to manually re-up your subscription every month because Jeff Bezos. And it is a good time to do it. If you do it in the next 20 seconds, we'll get to level 2 hype train. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that does, but that's where we're at. Say again?
I was going to say, I don't have to re-up mine because I actually pay you
do, in fact,
every month. But I did announce it, so...
All right, so how do you guys want to go ahead?
I just march over to Lord Selmy and
well,
see what the hell
you
he
go
wants us
over
to
there, and some of the lesser nobles look at you like you're a mercenary. What are you doing here? You don't belong. You don't belong in this meeting.
Oh, is that how they look at
Nobody says anything, but that is definitely how they look at you.
I thought Marcus had the feat where he appeared regal whenever he was in that environment.
That's true. He does appear to be noble.
They're probably asking which house he's from.
Okay, that is fair.
And not getting the answer.
I was gonna say because I never leave Marcus aside. So if people are giving him shit, then Roderick will make sure to be extra unpleasant.
No. Tom has reminded me that Marcus does in fact have that feat that makes it so that he always looks appropriate. Or in
so long as I'm
and you are
dressed
definitely
for the
dressed for the occasion.
All right.
So you walk up. So in the tent right now is Dondarrion, Sir Dane, Sir Davos, Lord Selmy, yourself, and another man who you do not know.
And if I walk up, I salute. I bang my gauntleted hand against my chest plate, like my lords. Give everyone like a curt.
Selmy looks at you and he says, "Marcus, it's actually good that you're here. You're the only person who's been to Summerhall in, years."
I had made a draw up what it looked like from what we could gather. So actually, as he's speaking, unfurl that and kind of plop it down as like a map. And we even drew it like, all right, this wall looks kind of weak. This one has a hole in it. This roof has a hole in it. This one's being patched. So
you pull it out and they look at it in the head. I don't think that we're armed in such a manner where we can take a direct siege to Summerhall. In an ideal world, we would be able to get them out of the castle and face them on open ground. Do you know if they have any heavy cavalry?
They do. I don't remember how many knights you said, but the last time we played, they definitely had a heavy cav unit rode into the gates. So, what was it, like 10 knights?
Yeah, it was...
or something like that?
If I'm not wrong, that was actually Green Mountain's unit coming through. And they were the heavy cavalry.
I just can't remember how many
you tell them that there are some He says that's a difficulty because we don't have a heavy cavalry unit to counter of our own. At this point, Sir Davos says, not Renly, Lord Baratheon, yeah. I was going to say Lord Stannis, but really he says Lord Baratheon has said that this small an uprising should be able to be put down by the local lords, and so has not given us any Storm Knights. Aside from what you yourselves...
Loser!
Fair enough.
Thanks for the heads up. He says, do you have any ideas for how we might be able to deal with that disadvantage?
Even the common folk can hold a pike.
We can definitely... We have some pikes. We have one block of pikemen. We can also do stakes in front of our archers.
We can dig a ravine.
Steaks, like food steaks. Well,
If we space like 2 or 3 ravines out deep enough, a horse ain't gonna be able to jump all of it.
I don't know if we have enough time for that sort of groundworks, but I'll have the archers start on some sort of defensive platform for themselves. In total, we have 200 men, including year 25. About 15% of that are archers. We have some light cavalry. Mostly, we have infantry of spears with one heavy armored unit. Davos looks at Selmy and he says, "You're the Lord, so we are definitely here to support you." Selmy says, "My idea is to have the Sons anchor one flank, as we know that they are already battle proven, and they have a couple of cavalry that they can use to roll their own issues. Our heavy armor will hold up our center, with our pikes directly in front of our archers, and our lighter infantry off to the right flank." Does anybody have any issues with this?
No, not really.
Selmy ignores Mid and Roderick.
Oh, am I in the room?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know I was in the room. Yeah, actually, I had something to say.
I figured you didn't. I figured you didn't leave Marcus alone.
Got it. I will then go through. I say, "My lord, if it please, I might know a way to have them leave their fortress. They're performing repairs, but due to the tragedy of Summerhall, it is quite without roof in many areas. Fire arrows, pitch. I don't think we have enough time for a siege device, but we might be able to make them run if we make their living or their fortress untenable."
Sabotage. I like it. How many... You say you want to use fire arrows and pitch. How many archers would you need? And how would you escape with your life once you've done this?
I thought we would do it the day after the battle, just forcing them to ride out with fire arrows.
Well,
we have 30 archers if there's 15% of 200 men.
Right. You guys are about 4 or 5 miles from Summerhall itself, where that green dot is. Because they don't want to be in the actual mountains where they can be ambushed or anything like that.
Makes sense.
So it's walk over there, light things up, and then somehow disperse into the woods so as not to get caught.
Could we not just have our forces between us, or the archers between our forces between the archers and Summerhall? So we set the place ablaze, they ride out, we fight?
We could, but that would involve fighting in the mountains. And they're much less likely to sally forth if they see an army.
Unless they're on fire.
Unless they're on fire. We could definitely start making fire.
Flaming mercenaries.
I know that Mid likes fire. And Summerhall does it as a general rule. That's how things have been in the past, and it is not their thing.
True.
And as a fortification, it's just naturally weak. They haven't had stonemasons. They're not repairing. They're doing rudimentary repairs. If they're doing repairs, they're probably wood, which means they're thoroughly fucked.
I usually frown upon fire because it burns the loot. But in this case, I'll make an exception.
Mid says, I also highly recommend that we begin informing the townsfolk of the rebellion and that we're there to save them, given that Tryss her presence has benefited the people. We'll need to begin turning that to our favor sooner rather than later.
Are you telling me that the small folk of this land
are uninformed, ignorant, and enjoy those that puts coin and food on their tables? Yes.
Half of them can't tell the difference between a Baratheon and a Dornish banner as it is. So we see a bunch of people running around with swords swinging at each other. They're not going to know who to stab.
We'll just need to inform them of the proper place of things.
The man that you guys don't recognize says very simply, he's like, that is treason. Treason against the crown and treason against their lord.
What is?
Swearing fealty to another person.
No one said they swore fealty. They are just purely uninformed as to the local matters of government and the treason that's being conducted by Tryss.
When bread starts showing up on your doorstep, you don't start questioning who is putting it there. You just eat it. So they're not necessarily going to know that it's someone else that's feeding them. So it's not that they're sworn fealty to anyone. It's just that they know someone's been their benefactor. We just have to show them that it was, in fact, a traitor that's been helping them, and then they'll fall in line as they're supposed to.
Davos looks at Mid and Markas, and you feel like he's going to say something, and then he doesn't. The unknown man again says, if the small folk are in favor of their treasonous lord, they need to be given the opportunity to fall back in line. And then, if they, with foreknowledge, make the choice to continue in their behavior, then they must be punished.
Mid says, I agree entirely. How are we going to give them that choice, if not by informing them of what is going on in the region?
That will be the step after we kill Tryss.
Fair.
He says House Cole will happily take over these lands and make sure that they're properly attended to.
Do any of us know who House Cole is, or can we roll?
You can absolutely roll knowledge heraldry, knowledge history, knowledge stormlands, or actually no, in this game it's called lore. Any of those lore, any appropriate lores you can roll if you have them to know who House Cole is. Marcus, you roll this with a plus 30.
Fair enough.
I know I have these things somewhere. I just can't find them.
Yeah, man. I said I was going to take it slow tonight because it is.
Well, I rolled a 25. My target number was a 35, so I'm good.
Yeah, you're good. Even with.
I guess my target number was actually a 5 or whatever, or
65.
Wait, 65. Yeah, I forget how this works. It's like under the
numbers. It is in fact under the numbers.
So yeah, I had 4.
You had 4 levels of success.
Levels of success.
You did just fine.
There it is.
Anybody else trying to roll aside from Mid and Marcus?
It doesn't matter.
Mid, I'm giving you plus 20, so you're also going to succeed, just not as well.
Okay.
All right.
They must know our house because I'm more of a history person than a recent person.
So both of you know that they are vassals of House Dondarrion, which is why Marcus has seen them before, because his knight, because that's where he's from thereabouts. Mid, you know that a historical member of the house was captain of the Kingsguard, which is rare for a minor house to be such an important thing.
Marcus just closes with, Tryss has done you the favor of repaving your future lands, my lord, and we cannot expect the peasants not to walk on them when they care about their day-to-day duties. They'll just require some minor re-education.
Well, we certainly aren't going to be killing them immediately.
Jesus Christ.
I'd hope not.
I just nod and say that I do agree that the carrot is more appropriate here than the stick. As been said, they did sow the fields for us, so to speak. Scorching them to the earth and then rebuilding would be pointless at this juncture. We might as well build upon what they've already started.
Davos says.
By doing that, education is definitely in order.
Davos says this has become
Just-
a rather fertile land, and so this could be quite helpful for all of us.
Indeed. If we turn this about and start using it to make money for the crown, it could be quite lucrative. If we take everything that she's built up and destroy it just because it was the act of a traitor, then we're basically just smiting ourselves by cutting our own noses off.
Davos touches a pouch around his neck and he goes, "While I agree, the law is often difficult to avoid."
I grunt and nod. I know what he's talking about.
Mid says, I would highly suggest at some point we begin hanging or hiring heralds to inform the townspeople that the law has been broken, that Tryss is a traitor to the crown, and informing them what the law is, so this way you can hold them accountable to it at a later date.
I do know anyone that refuses to fall back in line should be dealt with appropriately.
Mid says, I know an excellent mercenary company that would love to be hired to uphold.
A turncloak is a turncloak, whether they're royal or small. So
Dondarrion says, if the sons are willing to take that, we'll definitely hire them, since this is our lands. In theory.
And Mid leans back thinking, and we'll make sure we do it properly.
Exactly.
You see that Dondarrion kind of like looks at Cole like, it's a little much, bro. So relax.
Settle the fuck down.
Settle the fuck down. Alright, so do we want to do scouting? Essentially right now the paths you guys have ahead of yourselves. Sabotage the castle, march the army up, although that will take some convincing because they don't want to put themselves in a position where they can be ambushed. Attack the castle and then try and draw them out with a unit who's willing to run for their lives. Scout and get more accurate numbers. Parlay to try and get them to meet you on the field honorably.
We know they're not honorable.
Try and find a catapult. I mean, I guess if we want to be really technical, that is a thing that you could.
We can get a ballista.
That's far.
There's a ballista down the road. It's a piece
that
of
is not down the road.
We can
like 4
build
or 5
any
days.
siege we want, depending on what we're timing this.
You guys could work on building a siege weapon. You guys, Rolf has basic knowledge of that sort of thing. So I don't think you guys can do a ballista, but for example, again, catapults, trebuchets are relatively simple. I know Leslie has helped build trebuchets before. Her dad her dad has shown me.
Nice.
I have.
Hey, if trebuchets are a thing, I'd definitely build a couple.
Trebuchets,
Why
you
the
guys
fuck
can build
not?
what are called body weight trebuchets, but that is like, again, you'd be taking a portion of the workforce, unless the sons are building one for themselves.
I could build. I mean, we could roll to see if it works.
So, like I said, those are essentially the options you guys have ahead of yourselves. What is it that you want to do with them?
So for Mid's piece, he absolutely wants to
sorry.
hire somebody.
Tom, sorry to interrupt you. The meeting gets adjourned. You guys head back to the Sun's camp, which is 5 or 6 tents plus Marcus's tent and the mess hall tent.
Before we broke the meeting, I would definitely have asked what the hell we're doing about Green Mountain's troops. Like, we saw Green Mountain's cavalry ride in. They didn't ride out. What's the status there?
Davos says they are actively traitors, and they will be dealt with accordingly.
You're nuts.
So that being said, You guys, the meeting gets adjourned. Sorry, it's actually 10 tents plus Marcus's tent. So you guys are essentially back at now your smaller commanders meeting, which is the 5 of you and Xander, because Xander decided some time ago that he was a junior officer, and he does everything he can to make sure that people don't forget that he said it.
He's like our
He
sergeant.
sucks up to the brass. Hint, hint.
Less a matter of sucking up and more a matter of being like, yeah, I'm totally supposed to be here in this meeting.
Oh, he sucks up to Rolf, if you know what you're saying.
That's good. I'll have someone to punch if I get angry.
This is
No, you
all.
won't.
Not in the face. Don't worry.
So you guys, the 5 of you are now around. You guys have your map. Your light cavalry has actually gone around and made a map of the surrounding area to give you an idea of what's around, and it's just mostly foothills. There's a small pond some distance away.
Does that small pond feed into the castle at
No,
any
that
point?
castle gets its water from higher up on the mountain.
Gotcha.
We should send some people up there to shed in it.
We could definitely blockade it or redirect it so that they can't get water.
Man, Roderick is in rare form tonight.
Roderick is upset. Someone hurt him, is what happened.
Roderick likes sieges, man. These are fun.
That's weird because I cannot imagine Ironborn being great at sieges.
How far away from from us right now is that?
Sieges, dude.
Yeah,
Like
sure.
Game of Thrones, historically, they'll ride in, they'll have a supply line from the water, they'll siege a castle long that's close to the water for
Okay, that is
fucking
true.
ever.
That is true. All right.
I don't know what's going. I don't know what's going
They're-
on right now, but there's a chest pulsating on the screen on Twitch, right below Izzy's head. Either that or I'm tripping. It just disappeared. It was like on Twitch, it was like a little icon that was pulsating and it disappeared now.
I think it's telling you to collect your viewer bonus.
Yeah, maybe. He might be trying to tell you you're crazy.
I wasn't sure. Maybe. I could be tripping. I don't know.
All right. Sorry. So.
Mid says, we're talking about peasants holding pitchforks and peasant militia that we don't have. I would love to simultaneously hire some heralds to inform the local townfolk about Tryss being a traitor, happily spreading the tales of her trying to steal land in Highgarden by murdering innocent farmers. I think that's kind of like where our shtick is here. Maybe we get our 2 farmers, Elaine and What's-His-Face, to actually join the heralds and tell their personal tales about how the sun saved their ass. But and then if the people are pissed, we need to get them right pissed. And then anyone who wants to serve in the liberation of this land can meet us with a pitchfork, ride over.
So Pieces of 8 is about 13 days away.
I'm not trying to. I don't need those 2 farmers. I'm saying I want to hire heralds. And if they can get over here, that's great. If not, I don't need that.
Large town is Grassy Vale, and that's about 4 days away. There are smaller towns in between there and here.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, these people are going to have to get learned that the people that have been giving them their fucking treats are villains at some points. I'd rather that be sooner rather than later and have them take part in their own liberation rather than, they got a notice on their door nailed and it's a pink slip that says your landlord's changed, here's where you owe fealty. It's a little weird.
It's better to get ahead of this. What's his name again? Get ahead of Cole. Make sure that he doesn't get a little too bloodthirsty.
There are minor nobles who have nothing good to say about small folk, so that's definitely a thing to worry about.
Yeah.
And if we get some troops, that's great.
I'll certainly be sending a raven to some cousins about a certain small house that might need to be, reminded that they're a small house.
So what you're going to want to do then is, if you want, you can definitely assign 2 of the sons with horses, and they might be able to reach, some of the farmsteads in a day. But it's going to be rough. Also, you're not sure how long until the fight is.
Literal heralds. I don't want to send any more people. I want to hire literal heralds. Like I just want to like I don't care if they send a raven with like instructions. Like I want trained people who are supposed to spread news.
Okay. So you'll have to send one of your guys to a local town to hire the herald, but that's fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, we got an army here. Don't we have people that can run messages?
I mean, I imagine you use your own. I imagine you use one
of
your own messengers.
Well, yeah. We're not going to send one of our fighters to go do it, especially since they need a horse and we only have like 3 horses.
Like 6.
Well, 3 combat-ready horses, really.
So, do you want to try and get a messenger to like hire one, send one of the camp messengers to hire to do this with instructions?
I'm a great writer and Anne's amazing. I'm doing it myself. Fuck this. See you guys in a few days. Right off.
I appreciate that. Yeah. I appreciate that Tom was like, "Is he's making this a thing?" because trying to convey complex instructions of this nature to make sure that the message gets across properly through a third or fourth party is already getting complicated.
I look around to any of the sons, say, if anyone wants to accompany me for what will probably a boring degree of mischief, feel free to come along. If not, I'm fucking out. I'll see you guys as soon as possible.
I'm going with him. I can't let him go alone.
And a third rider. So 3 non-combat horses, Mid, Ralph, and 1 son all go.
I'm on it. I'm on a combat.
Oh, it's fair. 2 non-combat horses and horse the horse.
Horse the horse.
Horse the horse, man.
Yeah? And is the Valerian word for horse. My horse is named Horse.
So it's going to be about half a day to a day's ride to town, business, and then a day's ride back. So you're going to be gone for 2 days. Rolf, are you doing anything while he's conducting that business, trying to find medical supplies and whatnot?
Oh, yeah. Might as well search for herbs and spices and all that good stuff.
Can we find bilberries and attack at night?
Can you find what?
Can we find bilberries and then attack at night?
Yes.
Time travel.
Hey, so can Marcus? So is that like?
Yeah, without the commitment.
So like they're gonna be like pulling themselves up in the walls, right? And then the thing happens where they're just gonna like starve to death in there.
I don't think it'll come to that.
Okay, because there's way too many nice people in there, right? Like my kind of peoples.
Small folk? Not really.
No.
That's like a hive of den. You know what I was gonna say. I'm too tired to say the quote.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure because I wasn't sure what the thing was. The thing happened. So, am I gonna do the thing where I do the thing and I climb in sneakily and do the thing?
It's a lot of things to do, but I mean, if you want to do that many things.
I mean, I did that thing with the other guy in his house, so it was pretty easy. And I can take stuff.
Gotta take a piss.
We can definitely
like small scale.
If it comes down to needing someone to lead a crew to pour the oil over the walls, we could definitely use you.
Okay. I just want to make sure because, like, I don't know, I've never done this before, and they actually look kind of nervous with all the big sounding things happening. It's like intense and just like
I give her the aforementioned pats on the head. Like, you'll be fine, don't worry.
So that you guys know, Summerhall is a day's ride from your campsite. A little bit less. So if you ever want to scout, it takes time to get there and get back.
Yeah.
I think that would be the way, in order to get all of the anxious jitter out. That would be one of the things that Frag will insist that they do, just to keep them doing something. Okay. Yeah, because they just don't want to sit around.
I was even going to say that I want to see if there's a way to blockade their water supply. So if Frag and Roderick want to come along, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, because at this point they're just sitting on their hands, just like,
Waiting for the fight to start. All right.
I don't want to wait.
So, before we leave, I leave orders with Xander to continue the shield wall training that I've been doing every chance I get, because shields save lives in this game. Because, I mean, even if you're using a great sword, you can still hold a shield, and then just throw it aside if you really need to go all Conan the Barbarian and two-hand it. But, I figure shield wall and makeshift spears will be a decent way to protect ourselves from cavalry and arrow fire. And then when we get down to the nitty-gritty lines clashing, well, y'all do what you gotta do.
All right. Cole, actually, as you guys are getting ready to leave, Cole walks over and he says, "Do you have any laborers in the Suns?"
Not particularly. I have a blacksmith.
He says, "No. That's skilled labor. I need just peasants. I need someone to make the trench works to protect my archers."
Nope, I do not have any peasants to dig you a trench. I do apologize, my lord. I don't. Well, I wouldn't be frowned upon for hiring peasants into my mercenary group. None have actually
remember
signed
that
up.
laborers are definitely a thing that groups will have.
But I don't have peasants, nor would I qualify any of my people as peasants.
You would. I mean, they're all peasants because they're untitled, but they're not laborers. They got shit to do. He says,
Yeah.
Fine.
All of my men swing swords, not hammers. The only hammer that's swung around here is the one that I have. And I look down at my Warhammer.
He says, fine. And he walks off to go ask another encampment. Meanwhile, you see like the archers are trying to dig their own trench works, but it's a lot of work.
I will go with one of the archers, and I'm like, try not to chip a nail. But what you do is you put the shovel in the ground, and you step on it a little bit to get some dirt, and you scoop and fling.
I don't know if that was necessary.
Scoop.
The archer's like,
and fling.
The archer's
now
like.
No, wait. I'm not trying to talk down to you. Just give it a second. I know your commander Cola's not going to show you, so I'm just trying to help you. It's more of a dig at him, not you, okay? Kind of like bro-fisted, dude. Like, I'd be here digging the trench with you, but I'm riding out to try and do something that'll hopefully benefit everyone. So.
Nope, there's no way for them to take that positively.
I'm on your side.
I thought about it. I'm like,
whatever.
Nope, he didn't like that at all. What is it? What's that?
I tried.
Oh, it's Fallout. No, but everybody disliked that.
I tried.
So you hear them like grumbling to each other as you guys ride off. Cole.
I'm like, here. Right. I'm like, buy yourself an ale when you're done. I flip a gold coin.
I mean, he takes the gold coin happily, but you hear like some grumbling, like, "The fuck are we gonna buy an ale? We're the."
If you go to my tent, we got plenty.
So you guys ride off. It takes you guys a day. Are you trying to take a roundabout route so that you don't have to really do very much stealth, or are you guys going directly to the to where you assume the pond is?
No, I'm doing roundabout.
All right, so take.
I got a big ass warhorse. I'm not going to be stealthy on a warhorse.
All right, so you guys manage to get your way around. You get to the up to the top of the mountain. You see that it's a giant lake with streams that head off in various directions. But you can see which one heads into the castle.
All right. Roderick pops a squat.
I mean, Roderick shits in the lake, but so do all the fish and most of the animals. That's not nearly enough to...
Come on, boys. I can't do it by myself.
All right, so... How much of this surrounding area does this lake, like, feed, so to speak?
Basically, any land on this mountain probably comes from one of these streams. The main stream, the stream that leads to Summerhall, probably only feeds Summerhall and houses along it. But blocking that would be...
That's the one we need to shit.
Blocking that would be some effort. It would be some lumber effort. You know, you'd have to drop several trees. You'd have to make sure that they landed where you needed it to land. It's doable. It's doable, but it's a task.
I'm like, before we bust our asses, Roderick, how holy are you feeling today?
I can say a prayer or two.
Do you
A little far
suppose
from the ocean?
if you and your chosen stood in the middle of the stream and prayed together, that our God might see fit to salt the waters for the next couple of days? Especially since there will be blood in his honor.
My boy, asking for miracles in advance is tricky business, risky business.
I'm willing to pay the iron price if need be.
I want to see where this goes.
Well, the Lord appreciates daring, so daring we shall.
Let's see where you end up.
I think somewhere about 30 miles away, Rolf in midfield, a disturbance in the force. What the fuck? I sense something ridiculous is about to happen.
All right.
It has to involve Roderick.
All right, so
No, Roderick has to roll.
Yeah.
Well, I have to give him a bonus or something, don't I? Because I want to pray with him.
Yeah, you're praying with him. It's.
Wait, so is there like a pose that Frag needs to hold?
Frag
I
does like the one pose that she remembers from going to the Sept once. She's like,
like
Roger grabs the hands, pulls them down. Goes, no, child, not that one.
Oh, I don't. Okay, I'll just go pee or something.
So Roderick is he actually realizes now that Markas has never been baptized. So I think it's time. And even though we don't have the salt here, hopefully the
nothing
Lord
like drowning
provide.
one of your warriors on the eve before battle. All right, let's go. I like it.
Well, I've literally had salt water boiling in my veins. So how much more chosen can you get than that?
That's true.
Right. Let's see how this goes.
All right, so I stripped down out of my armor and assumed the position.
Yep.
I just had the position for draft. This is not a Baptist baptism. Like it's not like it's like.
Yeah, like literally drowning you.
So go ahead and roll.
All right. Roderick takes him by the forehead and says, "What is dead may never die. It only rises again, harder and stronger." And shoves him back into the water, making sure to get the nostrils up so the water enters the lungs, just in the way that it's supposed to do it.
The opposite, the exact opposite of a Judeo-Christian baptism.
Yeah. Let's cross our fingers and hope this
I'm a little concerned.
Just mildly.
It's gonna be a short episode.
So that prayer thing that you gave me, that was kind of like the prayer, the combat thing, but for prayer. What exactly does it do again?
That's a fucking amazing question. I can't believe.
I think he can reverse the 3 and the 5 for his prayer roll.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You gave him that ability last time because he fucking summoned the octopus.
Yes.
Yeah, we got one. You got a hell of a bonus for summoning the octopod.
Give me that.
So if he needs to, he can reverse his 3 and his 5 and roll a 35 on this test.
I think that is exactly how that goes. I just need to go and check it out because again, it's been a little bit here.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
You should have kept that octopus. It's a shame that it left. It was your idea.
You'd be surprised how rarely things are actually my idea.
just comes to him in a fever dream.
Shit just happens.
Yeah, because I'm thinking whether I need to spend a fortune point or if I can use that to like reverse the roll. That would be perfect. It was the same thing as combat.
You can in fact just reverse the roll.
Fantastic. So that'll be a 35.
What is the margin of success on that?
So the target number is 40. So I guess just 1.
All right. It's a marginal. It is a marginal success. You do not.
Drown.
Well, no, we haven't even gotten there yet. Marcus is currently
Oh
dead.
God.
I am going to, however, give you 1 sin for baptizing someone in fresh water. Just remember.
Well, he peed in it first. It's plenty of salt.
So now, this is the important one. I'm not going to make you roll medicine because I doubt Roderick has any fucking points in medicine.
Actually.
You didn't hold him under for 4 minutes. He's going to yank his ass out. The body will do its thing and cough up the water.
I do have heal.
Right, so go ahead and roll heal with a plus 20 to bring him back.
She is still mildly concerned.
You see, he pulls him back out, and Marcus begins, he pulls him out unconscious, throws him on the shore with force, and the force is actually what pulls the water out of his lungs.
Actually, the drowned men do CPR. Is their thing. Like, nobody in this world knows CPR, but the drowned men do, and that's how they get the...
Okay, alright. So you do your CPR. Marcus, give me a toughness roll.
You're kissing?
Yeah, they are kissing.
Alright.
Frag is all sorts of, uncertain what's going on. There's death, there's kissing, there's... Give me that toughness roll, Marcus. Or endurance.
Is this so weird?
Did it roll?
Alright, so Marcus, you take 2 wounds, but you're fine. You're fine.
Cool. I start coughing up my lungs, but I'm alright.
So you've now...
Slap him on the chest and say, "You are now baptized, boy." Let us hope the Lord will see it fit to give us some sort of boon for it.
So now are you going to try and pray for a boon? How do miracles work? Like, what miracles do you have? I mean, you have a couple of things, if I recall.
Well, no, it was like we were just trying to get by baptizing Marcus, I was trying to salt the water, or we were trying to salt the water.
Do good enough for any of that, but you're not going to do... Didn't you actually get the miracles?
I do have 1 miracle, but it doesn't apply here. Drowned man's face. I think it was called. Basically, I can make someone drown in air.
That's crazy. Just drown Tryss.
Awful. I'm reading it right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's terrible. Okay, please don't do that to people. That's awful.
Do it to everyone you can.
You just fill their lungs with water. So you prayed. You did what it was. You barely managed to baptize him. You can tell that the god was not particularly pleased with fresh water being used to baptize his erstwhile chosen one. But
ouch.
You did successfully baptize him. You weren't struck down for anything.
Just a little bit of sin.
You didn't get any fins or anything?
Meanwhile, while you guys decide what you want to do, go ahead and discuss it in the Discord chat. I'm going to talk to Ralph and Mid as they arrive in the small town of... Torpenhill.
Oh.
Sweet.
At this point, I'm going to dip out. So,
right,
nice seeing you guys.
I forgot you had to.
Bye.
Yeah.
Good night.
So Mid and Rolf, you guys arrive in the small town of Torpenhill.
Okay.
Hold on. All the cameras got wonky as Roderick disapparated.
Disapparated? I am huge. Roar.
Mid smash.
Mid no smash. Alright. So there, I fixed... Oh, Rolf got huge too. God
The story of my life.
Skype is just a shit show. All right, so you guys arrive in Torpin Hill. What is it that you guys would like to do?
So Mid has spent a lot of time thinking about the ideal message to craft that's actually going to make people give a shit about this whole rebellion thing. And what he's the decision that he's sort of come to, which he's going to bounce off of Rolf now, is that the folks that are living and eating well up here are doing so based on the murder and thievery and deception that Tryss has essentially enacted. What is it? What was it? Apple Garden in the south, the Stormland Farms, and to a degree, he'll include. No, actually, that's good enough. I mean, she was terrorizing the Apple Garden Farms. She seized land, and the only reason this region's benefiting is because she literally murdered Stormfolk, and is trying to manipulate these Stormfolk into taking her side. And so and that's going to hopefully get these peasants to be like, oh shit, we like the stuff we've got, but we're assholes as a result, and that's where the remorse and we're going to try and, do the right thing should come in. And I'll let them know that there are folks assembling to do, the right thing, and I'll give them a location to meet if they would like to join the army, and that will be a secondary location, not where we're fucking grouped, because that's idiocy. But I'll basically make sure, like, the third person that's with us, the son that does not have a name, they can essentially occasionally meet up there and sort of ferry people to the correct location of the battle. And I want to hire heralds to convey that message as well. So I'll write all the good, I'll basically fucking scribe a tale, and I'll just hire some heralds.
So it's going to be 12 silver to hire the heralds, because it's several days of riding and stuff like that. You're paying for a lot of downtime.
That's fine. I'm rich. I make bank on my insanity, so I don't give a fuck.
Do. So go ahead and roll for me now a. Public speaking is a thing? No, what's the roll for?
Public speaking is a thing.
Public speaking, because you're essentially going to use these heralds as your proxy.
Oh, sorry. Public speaking is a feat. My bad. Charm. Charm. Charm is what I. But I sit here and Rolf and I go through it. Like we go through the full.
So I'm definitely going to give you a bonus for having Rolf helping you out.
Do you want me to look like a warrior, or do you want me to look like a maester?
Well, first let's see how my fortune. I failed by 2. What bonus were you giving me?
I was only going to give you a +10 for Ralph. Because remember that this is not an easy roll because of the fact that you are doing it as proxy.
Yeah, all right, I'll fortune point it because that's the type of thing you do in the situation. Jeez. That's better. So I rolled a 3.
Like you write this, and the herald that you hand it to reads it, and he says, "This injustice must be stopped."
I say yes. Yes, it must. You must inspire the populace. You are the quill and the mouth through which this great injustice will be halted. You must inform the common people of the wrong that's been done to them. They feast on bread that was baked in the blood of their countrymen.
One of the other heralds is like, I'm writing that down. That's a good line.
It's on paragraph 6.
So, like, he says, we're going to start here. And, like, he gets up in the middle of the square, and he's like, and he reads what you wrote. And the people are like, oh, yeah. And, like, 5 laborers are like, you know what? The Baratheons protect us. It's time we protect ourselves. And 5 laborers are like, we'll come with you.
Sweet. Listen, we don't expect battle in the immediate time. So if in the meantime, if you want to serve the Baratheons by taking this message on to the next village and then meeting us with even more of your countrymen, that is the best way to serve.
The laborers are like, oh, you don't need siege works or anything like that?
Right this way. We've got trenches that need digging.
I was gonna say, as if on the air you hear.
Like, great.
And I say specifically, seek Lord Cole and let him know that you're there to dig his ditch and to build his siege weapons.
On behalf of the unfortunate.
On behalf of the
see Lord
unfortunate
Cole.
sons.
Tell him we're there to dig his grave. Got it.
Nope. Didn't say that. And then actually, I hand them a gold piece. Like, buy ale and give it to Lord Cole for his men. Don't drink all of it.
No, they can get free ale at the unfortunate sons.
All right, I forgot you said that. Then no ale. I forgot about that.
No,
yeah,
our members can get free ale, so they don't have to drink the ale.
Okay,
They buy.
so they go. They take your gold piece. They do not leave with it. They're like, no, that thing. And they're off they go. I like it. That's good. With Hulu.
I like it. Well, that went better than expected.
When you roll a 3, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So to take note of all the gold that you just spent, the labors and everything.
Sure. So gold.
Yeah, it was not a ton.
Yes.
However, with Roderick having to dip out early, and we are essentially done with preparations. Where we're going to start next week is. Well, actually, let me not say that yet. You ride back. Marcus, are you doing anything to the water supply?
Blocking it up.
So you take a couple of hours between yourself, Roderick, and Frag. You cut down some trees. Frag is not ideally suited to this, but they do their best.
Frag can be lookout. That's fine by me.
Yeah, I mean, I could do my best, but also I want to So, are there ways I could potentially try to through the waterways sneak into the fortress itself?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah, because I was in that bitch. So I've noted entry points for Frag here,
Yes, you
anything
can
that I
definitely
noticed.
get to the fortress. Like if you go downriver, you can get into the fortress. You'll be in a cistern if you go all the way through the river.
I'm good.
But that's kind of like a weird excited goal because they're getting really impatient because they're not exactly familiar with this kind of thing, and they're just like, yeah, this is just like any other sneak in.
So you want to go ahead and sneak in while Marcus and Roderick are working on trees, or do you want to say that? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Mark.
Because that is definitely a thing that they would want to do.
That's cool.
So Marcus and Roderick.
Just make sure you leave all your identifying gear here.
Yeah.
All right. So you go ahead. You make your way to the wall of the castle. Are you going to go into the cistern, which is the well, or are you going to? How are you going to go through?
I haven't seen.
Well, imagining that I've been with the sort of blessings that I think I have a little more confidence trying to hold my breath and going into the thing because of the inspiration from whatever drowning that happened.
So go ahead and get.
We can't drown two sons.
Go ahead and give me a swim roll. I'm imagining the scene where Mouse is swimming through the sewers in Ladyhawke.
Matthew Broderick, all wet.
That is a very young Matthew Broderick for you to be making sounds at.
He was my age when he was doing that. He's my age now.
All right, fair. I'll allow it. I'll allow it. Fucking long ass thing. Okay, so you get into the cistern. I'm gonna take you 1 wound of fatigue damage as you go through, but you find yourself in a cistern, which is a cylindrical room, and way above, you see a small hole with a bucket and whatnot all the way up there. You will have to climb to get there. And that is not an easy climb because those are wet, slippery rocks. You're trying to do the reverse of what Bilbo did to get out of the...
Yes. And fatigue goes under...
just go ahead and take one wound.
Okay.
You scrabble at the walls and you manage to gain no purchase.
Alright, I'm going to try again.
Before you do, give me an endurance roll to see if you're getting tired, because you've now been treading water and trying to climb and holding your breath and all of that jazz.
Super purple blade.
Alright.
I love my side.
Okay, so it's going to be kind of hard for you, the next climb roll, but go ahead, try again. When did they get you climbing gear?
Fortune points.
Oh yeah, fortune points.
I have 4 of them. This is a
Oh yeah,
great
no, that's
climb,
definitely
people.
fortune point.
Go ahead and fortune point that climb roll.
Lord God.
Man, that's a lot of red.
Yeah.
Okay, you again scramble at the wall. And
Wait. Doesn't she have the thing where she could reverse a number thing too? No. She didn't do the training with us?
Only, though.
That sucks. Well, she's not really combat focused, right? Can't she take on some sort of like stealth based check?
No, they had a different... Well, actually, she didn't even do that. What she did was the... Rolf, you cannot give people in your own game fortune points.
I tried doing that once.
I didn't do anything.
Oh,
talking nerdy, awesome. Thank you, buddy.
All right, Frag. If you give me 2 of your fortune points, I will give you something that happens to help you out.
Hey, that's tempting. Because I really want to.
You'll get 2 back
do
in
some
battle next week.
True.
But I'll leave you with 1 for this session, I think.
Yeah, because I do want to do a super chaotic idea that I've been kind of so you said
Fortune.
or fortune?
I'm being nice about this one.
I am depleting my entirety of my fortune.
All right, so as you're sitting there scrambling up the thing, the bucket gets dropped into the cistern.
I don't care to be stinky. I care about trying.
There's a rope attached to the bucket, obviously, and you hear someone talking above.
So essentially, I'm going to take the bucket or the rope, and I'm going to try to, hold on to it and start crying like a child.
Oh, I like that. Go ahead, give me a charm roll. Is that a thing Frag's good at? I don't remember.
Oh shit!
I'm going to start crying like a child.
You have no idea how lucky that fucking 8 is.
When she only has a 26.
Yeah.
So you hear above, oh my god, there's a child in the cistern, and they begin pulling, and they call someone else over, and they pull you up, sopping wet, and throw you on the ground, and you see there are 2 guards sitting above you, and they're like, how did you get in there?
They were supposed to be trading, and then I was scared, and so I pooped, and I think I slipped in.
They're like...
Trying to act really small and tinier than I normally am.
They're like, there's not
anyway.
supposed to be any children in this camp. This is a... Are you from one of the local farms?
They wanted to trained me to do the cool thing that there was cool. I liked it, and I wanted to do my best for the lady.
So they're just confused, right? They have no idea what you're talking about. Um,
I mean,
that
that's how
is
little
in
kids
fact no,
explain
it's
shit, so
no,
that's
it's
fucking perfect.
fucking spot on. So they're like, they get you a warm blanket, and they put you next to the fire, and one of the guards runs off, and the other guard is like, I'm gonna try and find you some food, and he like is looking around the.
Fuck, we're gonna find that she defected.
Turn cooks. They have better food than we do.
So he's got his back to you, and it's just you and him in the room. What do you want to do?
Is codpiece.
Okay, what are you trying to steal?
That's what I want to do.
Everything.
So is there, so this guy is a fully armed guard and whatnot,
I mean,
right?
he's got a sword on him, but he's not wearing any armor. This is not an important person. He was fetching water from the well, and that's it.
Gotcha. So he definitely probably has his own personal winkers, right?
All right, go ahead and give me, what is it, sleight of hand? No, that's a different game. In this game, it's called.
It is sleight of hand. I have sleight of hand.
I like it when I get the rules right.
Yep. I do have sleight of hand. Oh,
Jesus. There you go.
Grab his butt. Like.
No. That's a 5-point failure. Like, he turns and he looks at you and he's like, "You're an adult!" And he both goes to raise the alarm and draw his sword. So give me an initiative roll.
Jesus.
She does have the last hero.
I mean, if you want to spend your last fortune point.
Fucking nerdy gave you one too. Just so
Stop
you know.
it, Rolf.
Oh, he did.
So do you want to reroll that sleight of hand before
before
things get ugly? All right.
Yeah, why not? I don't wanna.
Before you get right
that's
to it.
worse. That's okay. Start to stun.
It's now an astounding failure.
Now I know I should have went with frag and not mid.
7.
What you have done?
So
This train doesn't have brakes.
No.
So there is.
No, it doesn't.
So poor Leslie has made 9 rolls.
Can we loot her
Poor
new
Leslie
dice?
has made 9 rolls, only one of which was a success. Okay, so go ahead and give me an initiative roll.
Watch her roll a 1 here.
You don't want to roll a 1 here.
Oh yeah, well. No.
I mean, that's fairly decent.
Oh, I forgot. Oh, I don't have a token.
No. Yeah, we're not there right now. This is just general nonsense.
Yeah.
Nonsense is afoot. Okay, so he's actually.
Yeah, I mean that's the goal.
He's moving slow. Like, you have the opportunity. What are you gonna try and do?
Slit his fucking throat and dump him in the cistern.
That has multiple benefits.
It does, but also strike to stun to where he just slipped in his head and was shit. Boop-a-doop. I clicked on the strike to stun.
I feel uncomfortable and uneasy.
That's not her roll. That was my roll.
Oh, okay. All right. That's better. That's much better.
Someone needs to get Frag. Oh no, Frag can make any weapon an impactful weapon, right? Is that's what strikes the stun does?
Yeah. She's using like the pommel of her dagger.
Yeah, I know where strike, and yeah, I can use ignore the cold. It's right here. Ignore the
right. So essentially, you hit him in the head automatically. So, but hold on. First for damage, it's gonna be just 6 damage. You just whap him in the head. But now you get to roll opposed strength versus endurance to see if you knock him, if he gains the stunned condition. So go ahead and roll your strength.
So it's traits.
Okay. You hit him in the head, and he shakes it off real quick, and he is now attempting to ventilate you.
Speed holes make you go
Speed
fast.
holes. Go ahead and make your sword roll to parry.
Oh, Christ.
I think Frag might end up having to spend a fortune point tonight. Oh my god! He swings down and Frag parries perfectly with their dagger. And Frag, it is now your...
You're surprised, motherfucker.
I was really scared about what was about to happen to poor Frag. Alright. So you get to attack now. So go ahead and attack.
Oh, shit.
Alright, so it's going to be a critical strike automatically. And you're doing another 10 damage. So first, let's do the strike to stun. So go ahead and roll the strength versus endurance again. Oh, well.
I just click on the strength, right?
Come on,
That's
Frag.
good enough. So you parry, slide the blade over, hit him in the temple with your pommel, and essentially just jujitsu flip him into the cistern, where he quickly sinks to the bottom, being stunned and disoriented.
Good. Dead men tell no tales. He's also poisoning the water supply now.
So the question now is, Frag, what would you like to do before his friend gets back to see what you're doing?
Hide!
That motherfucker don't know shit. Oh, he went to go get me food. What?
I mean, that would require a charm roll.
Well, the other guy is. I'm going to go hide and just go hide somewhere else.
So you leave.
Food is tempting. Hold on.
I mean, he has no proof that you did anything. It's a big camp. That dude could have went anywhere.
I could hide my weapon. So.
I say you play your cards right. You stab Tryss in the throat, and we end this war before it even started.
That's a lot of cards.
If there is a place I can.
I know.
If there's a place I can hide my weapons, I will try to try to waddle around
Okay, take your time, gather your thoughts, make a plan. Let's see where you end up.
He drops to his knees the force. What's going on?
So I mean.
What's happening?
Because there's a lot I could do as a person.
Yeah, you are currently inside. You are currently inside the enemy castle.
And I figured that was the best way to go, not knowing exactly how the siege works.
Set your forces free.
Yeah, for real.
I think that would be my best. I think that would be my best bet. Would be to hide my weapons and then try to play up the scared small person.
You hide your weapons behind some water barrels, and eventually the other guy comes back. And you see the seneschal, who you guys have met a time or two, and he looks at you and he goes, "Where's the other guard?"
I don't know.
Go ahead and give me a charm roll, but with a plus 20 because you did so well on the first one.
Damn.
He's
getting mad charming tonight.
vagaries of dice.
Pulling it out the butt.
So
now beg to see ponies.
So he's like, "Come this way," and they set you up outside, next to a campfire with some stew, and some fresh bread. It does actually smell pretty good.
I want stew.
So Frank starts eating, momentarily forgets what they were there for. But you do see, you now have full access to the camp. They have left you alone because they think you're a child, and they're feeding you, and they're trying to figure out what to do with you. But nobody is actively watching you.
Excellent. So, like, I'm going to try to essentially gather as much info as I can, like counting up. I think horses are
Yeah.
important, right? Because Marcus seems to ride those a lot. The number of people seem important, right? And they talk about siege weapons, so I don't know what it looks like, but that seems important, right? Wait, I've seen one on a ship, so that's counts. So let's see, count numbers thing. Counting's hard, but they'll attempt it anyway. And so
you're counting people. You see the horses. You see where the stables are at. What is it? Do you have Are you just counting horses?
No, their horses are pretty, and even though I'm not the best at riding them, I was like, is the next part of my training riding one?
That's entirely up to you.
Let's see. And so I want to mostly count like patrol rotation, so I know best where I can sneak to.
I will definitely give you bonuses for if you try to sneak back in. That sounds fair.
And essentially just do my best to, I know one big thing I want to do is swipe keys.
Okay.
Swipe keys, lock doors, and take the keys with me.
Swipe keys and lock doors and take the keys with me.
Yes. I definitely want to be as inconvenient as possible.
I told you our middle name is Chaos, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, and the birds were important. Speaking of chaos,
oh
birds
no,
are
here we go with
important.
the birds.
So,
Right up the cages.
find where the birds are. And release
Like that
all.
time in the house, being mad stealth, go up to the bird cage, like, wake up, fuckers!
Mid doesn't have the green sight, but he is having a seizure on the floor. He thinks Anne's talking to him.
So go ahead and give me a stealth roll as you're. This is a Yeah, you're
Stealth
really
or-
not sneaking. Like, you're not trying to be invisible. You are trying to be. You're trying to be unimportant.
Yeah. Urban or rural?
It's still going to be a stealth urban because you are finally in an urban setting. All right, that's what I figured. All right, and next you see a guy with a shit ton of keys. So go ahead and give me a sleight of hand roll.
Oh, good lord.
Yike.
So you reach over to grab the keys, and he looks at you and he says, "Aren't you the kid?"
That's shiny. What are those for?
And I'm going to ask you for another charm roll, and you're going to roll another 8, and we're just going to continue with Frag being a nuisance. All right, Frag, go ahead and give me that charm roll. Oh, no.
Oh, no. Oh,
He doesn't like kids. He kicks you. Fuck out of here, Brett.
So I posted in the Twitch the rules for spending a resilience point, which will allow you to automatically pass a roll. You have to spend a resilience point. You probably have 2. You don't get it back. Actually, no, you have 3 because we got a resilience point. I'm back because I've spent one previously.
I will allow you to retroactively spend a resilience point to succeed this charm roll if you want.
Yes, because it's so fun.
You're just like, and that'll be a 1 instead of a 92. So he's like, hey, get.
It turns out the guard's hard of hearing. He's like, what? Say
He's
that
like,
again.
So you were unable to get the keys. Go ahead and give me another stealth roll to find the ravens. Okay, so you managed to sneak up. You know that ravens need to be in tall towers because Rolf has taught you this. Rolf is so helpful to everybody.
He's giving,
as a maester should be.
Especially
he's having a seizure.
All right. So you find your way up to the top of the tower, and you see a man in black robes attending to some ravens. He has.
Just say the things you do for love and throw them off the side.
So like black robes similar to like
Yes,
what
you have
Rolf
seen
would
Rolf
wear?
wear similar robes before. And you've listened to Rolf talk long enough that you know the Maesters don't have any actual political loyalty. That's not what they
You got so many
do.
more people playing that?
Okay. So it's just like, hey,
Oh, we're
mister.
going with the charm right. Okay, he looks at you. He goes, "A child."
Yes, sir.
He says the things he does for love and throws you off. No.
Mister, I'd like some help if I don't words.
I don't words.
I don't words.
I know where it's too good.
I want help to. Is it okay if I send a word to my mom in the next town saying my training's going good?
I like that a lot. Go ahead and give me a charm roll at a +10.
Oh yeah.
You said 8, right?
That is another 8.
Yeah, it is another 8.
All right, so he's like, no, absolutely, and he starts like he pulls out a pen and he's like starting to write things down, and he's like, okay, so, and he writes a letter and he goes, "What's your name?"
Frag. Leslie muted.
Say they call me Frag, but I like Lily.
That's lovely. And so he writes down Lily and he folds it up.
You look lovely.
Blue things?
Wait, why are you here?
I take
do?
care of the birds.
You take to the birds. Oh, that's so nice. Do the birds go all the time? Like, where do they like to go?
Well, depends on where I need to send them. They know a couple of locations each.
Oh, like
He
where?
says these go to Dorne. These go to the Citadel. These go to various houses nearby.
Houses? Like, is it like farmhouses or like big houses?
Big houses.
Oh.
So he turns around and he
Oh, I'm trying to. Sorry, I try to learn good names. So I could help better. Yeah. What are the house?
well,
house
they're
names?
the local vineyards where we keep our men. It's how we get all together quickly.
That's so.
The total
Oh,
12.
that's so cool. Can I send like thank you letters to all of them because they sound nice?
Well, we can't use all the
Oh, I
ravens
thought you
at
meant
once.
12
Otherwise, we
office.
won't have any way to send them important messages.
Throw a tantrum.
So he
But that doesn't sound like nice. But okay. I'm sorry. I try to
he
learn.
goes and he sends the one raven with your letter. Who are you sending the actual raven to?
I definitely. So last time I heard, Mid was going to that one town because he said he was going
Torpin
to.
Hill. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
That one.
So
Because I know
Mid,
he can read. That's the thing.
before you
right?
leave Torpin Hill,
So.
a messenger walks up to you with a scrap of paper.
I get off the floor. I wipe the foam from my mouth. Say yes.
Raven for you.
For who? Who did it say?
Mid.
Oh, fuck me. Who's it from?
You open it and it says Lily Frag. No. That's who it's from. It's like, my
God,
training
okay.
is going very well here in Summerhall. I'm learning all about the ravens. I'm learning the names of things. The lady is very nice.
I just hand it to Rolf and go back to having my seizure. Rolf, can you read this?
Does it happen to mention the shiny knights in the vineyards?
It does not, because she found that out
'Cause they-
afterward.
Yeah, unfortunate.
But it does have horse numbers.
Yes,
and man
it does
numbers.
tell you. It does tell you that they have
Because
20
there's-
cavalry, and that there's. It doesn't say specifically 20 cavalry. He says that they're.
It's like
Yeah,
there's 20 horses.
The horses are so pretty. I counted all 20 of them. Everybody's been so helpful. It's like having a family of 250 people.
Mid sits up and goes, "Hey Ralph, are all of your people so fucking stupid to allow a letter like this to escape?" Jesus Christ! Fucking hell!
Wow. And I thought we were being stealthy and secretive.
Look, man.
This is that bullshit.
Hey, yo, she threw up some good charm rolls, bro. It's not his fault.
That was the only rolls that were good, but they were the ones that counted.
So yeah, so you guys have that letter. I mean, you guys are 4 days away from Summerhall, so there's no way you to help whatever is going on, regardless. Anyway.
No. Hold the fuck up. Hold the fuck up. Because I get to send the letter back now, and she may be gone before it gets there, but I'll be damned if Mid ain't fucking up for an opportunity just in case she rides this shit out.
Okay.
So I send a happily, lovely coded letter back using whatever, nonsense terms the Unfortunate Sons use as code nowadays. And we were working with all kind of code thing. Asking for, how are you doing? Are the people well? We'd like to come and get you. Just, probing for more information, vulnerabilities, blah, 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 blah. Again, she may be gone before it gets there, but I'll be fucking damned.
He wrote something like, "It's a shame that the horses can't run free and wild like they're meant to be, and that they're stuck in a castle."
We love the animals. It's a shame those birds being caged, though we appreciate their service. All that shit.
It's a shame the horses are tied down. They should
All
run
right.
free.
Meanwhile, Marcus.
This lovely weather we're having, it's just, just be careful. There's no fires break out because the drought we're having.
Meanwhile, Marcus, you look up and you realize Frag's been gone a while.
Frag's not around. I don't have that weird feeling in my gut that she's dead.
It's true, but Frag's been gone.
I feel the controlled chaos has been pointed in a direction that's doing well so far.
Controlled chaos.
We just fired the fucking chaos gun at the enemy forces and fucking left it alone.
That's what we did. We just load her in a trebuchet. Like, your problem now.
Have fun. Have fun storming the castle.
I'd probably send a Raven back to Markas, Selmy, Cole, Davos, the whatever war council. Hey, we got these
You actually
numbers.
can't send a Raven because they're in the middle of nowhere.
All right. Fair enough, right? Well, we'll head back soon enough anyway.
You could probably send one to Blackhaven and have a runner bring it to us, but that's about it.
Okay, so back to Frag. Frag, what is your next plan?
Trying to essentially be friendly, not trying to be too big of a presence there, but definitely do chaotic shit I don't know why my immediate thought was to set fire to the food stocks, even though that would hurt me immensely, personally, in my soul. But that's the
that's the type of shit that would work, definitely.
But that was kind of an immediate thought, was to set fire to
Okay, so night comes. At this point,
does the Raven show up?
It takes several hours.
I don't know. I mean, Mid's Raven.
Well, no, it's not happening at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, I just needed Mid to be informed of what the fuck is happening. Okay, so Frag, night falls. A search party is currently out for the missing guard. but no one is paying it. Like, you have now become... It's been several hours. People just are used to you wandering around at this point.
Cool.
I'm going to have you make more stealth checks, but that's just because I'm assuming you're avoiding people who have actually seen Frag before. Tryss, Green Mountain, and the
Yes,
like.
active. Yes, actively.
So the search party is happening, and and it's nighttime, and you want to set fire to the food sources. So go ahead and give me that stealth roll to try and get there.
I know people have seen her before, but she probably looks way different. Like when she first met Tryss, she was probably scrawny and like unkempt looking and stuff. Now she's probably filled out due to the good food, the training. She's probably put on muscle.
That is true. Yeah, she's definitely
cleaner,
healthier.
obviously. So she
Yeah.
definitely like changed the way she looks. Like she's grown, I'd assume. It's
So
been months.
Frag, you are aware that people are watching you as you approach the food stores.
I'm gonna look
Okay.
off.
All right.
Just to simply like, oop.
And you just wander off. Yeah, you just wander off again.
Like
okay. I'm going to give you one more roll to see what you want to do. If you fail again, people are going to start getting suspicious of you. Do you want to mess with the ravens? Do you want to mess with the horses?
Well, yeah, no, this time instead of food, I'm going to act the impatient kid and go back to the ravens and be all like, how fast do I get letters? How fast do they go? Do I know that they get it? Because the guy.
So go ahead and give me the stealth roll. There's some bonuses here because people have already seen you up there, and that's not as huge a deal. Okay. Because you rolled so well, you get there, and he's not there. The door is locked.
We would need something.
Oh, pick lock time.
All right, go ahead and pick that lock.
Pick that lock.
Oh yeah.
You are now in a room with 6 raven cages, 5 of which have ravens in them.
So I will
set the bad people free.
Yes, essentially that's the goal. I'm definitely going to be sending letters directly to Blackhaven,
right?
And being like, "Oh no, I can't." But I'm going to pretend that I write letters saying, I don't know, check mark or something.
You just like write things,
I don't know, a symbol,
and give the ravens letters and just send them off.
Because I want to remember from last time because they just freaked the fuck out. So I'm going to like mimic what the dude did by scribbling on a piece of paper, tying it off, and
I love that in a couple of hours everybody's gonna get a letter. I think she'll be like,
yeah.
Actually, the funny part is that the ravens will actually just go free because you don't know how to tell them where to go. So the letters will not actually. I think they automatically return to the Citadel with no return address. All right.
United fucking bird fucking postal service just go to thunder.
But I definitely want to send them all out as soon as I can and then get out of there.
All right.
As
What is your? Are you going back out through the cistern, or are you trying to go out the?
Oh no, I'm not done with causing chaos. I'm just want to, Raven is a checklist.
All right. So when we start again next week, Frag will still be in Summerhall. Mid and Rolf will have returned, and Roderick will have returned. Hey, Mid, give me an intelligence. Frag, give me an intelligence check.
Okay. I'm not that smart, so here we go.
This is.
It's just the I, right?
No, it's initiative. INT.
Oh no, that's initiative. Doop. Intelligence. Here we go.
So Frag knows that Markas and Roderick blocked the stream, so the cistern is going to go down. So it will only be a matter of time before they find the person that you killed. So you're not sure how good an idea it is to stick around.
That's because people unlock.
Oh yeah, because
to get them over.
Should have freed the horsey people and get the fuck out of there.
Oh yeah. Because yeah, that's probably a better idea. I would just let the horse go and then
All right.
GTFO.
So give me that stealth roll to the horses.
Oh boy.
I'm busy.
Fortune point. You got one of those left.
But again, your bonuses are enough that they just see you coming, and you know that you're not going to be able to do anything.
It's fine. I just like it's just better if I go.
Out the cistern or out the front gate?
Cistern, because like the front gate's way too risky.
She jumped back in.
She grabbed her dagger first, obviously.
Right? Marcus, were you waiting for Frag to come back?
Of course.
Okay.
I'm not gonna leave Frag.
It's like night time, and Frag makes their way back to you. Frag, the stream is already starting to go down, and so is the cistern. Actually, that's perfect.
So I see her come walking up. I'm like, yeah, they're a little squishy. Because she's all soaking wet.
Yeah. Oh,
did you do chaos things?
I did do some things. Yes.
Nice.
But they fed me, so that was nice.
Frag's got their priorities straight. It's all about.
Yeah. It
was all about being fed.
And the road guy with the ravens was nice.
That's good.
But the ravens are all gone now.
Good job.
Yeah, and then they'll kind of like ramble about some of the pointers and the patrols that they found out, and be all like, then there was this thing, and then this was a thing, and then there's so many horses, but I made sure that the Green Mountain and the Tryss lady didn't see me, and then I tried to lock I locked all the doors, but I didn't get the keys.
Just to piss people off.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it was the thing.
Does Frag tell Marcus about the fact that most of their men are stationed in the vineyards around the area?
Yeah, I did want to mention where the ravens went, because that's important, right? Because the birds are important. I did mention that.
All right. So you guys
So at least now I know that their army's not in the.
And that's going to be something for you guys to decide whether you want to make an assault on the castle itself. All right, so
it's a
you guys
siege.
all make it back to camp. Everybody's together. Mid. You see, you.
I come back tied to my horse because I'm unable to walk due to all the fucking
convulsing
heart palpitations I've gotten through as I just feel the chaos that sort of ebb through Wester.
See what happens when we leave.
The reasonable people leave.
This was not a good idea.
That's what happens when Roderick's not here. Just nonsense.
Well, it started.
Yeah, he started by drowning one of our party members. Get the fuck out of here.
I mean, not sorry.
It's literally like, hey guys, what happened? We're gone. Well, I got drowned. We chopped down some trees. That's fine. It's just like, then Frag went on and did Frag things, and the world didn't end. Luckily.
Yeah, that's the short version.
How many troops came back? Like we hired peasants.
Well, it's only been a day.
So
you guys got 5 laborers who are currently doing some good work.
Is Cole happy that we got him some damn
Cole
laborers?
Actually comes over and thanks Marcus.
I personally wasn't in charge of that. That was Mid, but on behalf of Mid.
No, I'm sure that you can talk to your servants.
He's not my servant. He's my
squire. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I have never seen a fool for a squire before. A fool for a squire before.
No, that's accurate. That's both accurate. I am a fool.
I close my eyes and take a fucking deep exhale. Like, it's like you're starting to write checks here. Your mouth ain't gonna be able to cash pretty soon, buddy. But I'm gonna let that one go.
I'm an actual.
No, I know. I understand. But I mean, he's definitely getting to that point where he's gonna catch a Warhammer to the side of the head.
Oof.
We're doing good. He came over and thanked us. He's right. It's a very strange thing to see a fool also be a squire. It's okay.
So it occurs to me.
Cole is a knight or a lord? What exactly
is a knight, a minor lord. He's what Marcus hopes to be in a year or two.
Okay.
That
I
would be
put
a
my
minor
hand on his
assumption.
shoulder and I say, "My Lord Cole, we might see slightly different on the small folks issues, but let it not be said that we don't agree on what needs to be done in this war, and I will happily fight by your side. So if there's any grievances from the meeting between us, then I just would like to make sure that it doesn't translate onto the battlefield."
We are all loyal to the crown.
Indeed.
So, with that said, next week we will start here, and the question will be whether you guys are attacking the castle now that you know that the troops are not.
Can I cut you off really quick? Just point out how pleased Frag looks with herself right now.
Oh yeah, she's
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that could have gone rough. Remember, Frag, that you're only going to have 2 fortune points next session.
Yeah.
Frag gets like
I think it was
unless
worth it.
talking
I
nerdy
think
gives you another one.
Sure.
I really think it was worth it.
So Rich, what I heard is that we need to create alt accounts for next week to give people fortune.
I have several. Don't
Lord
worry.
help me.
Can't keep track of them all.
So next week, your guys' first decision is going to be, and actually, please let me know before next week so that I can have appropriate maps done. Are you going to attack the castle, one of the vineyards, so that you guys can ambush the men that are not together, or are you going to try and get a field battle and do that? So those are your main questions, and
Well, that's more of a talk for the council, right?
Yes, it is a talk for the council, but that's something we can definitely do behind the scenes. Those of you who are Patreons will absolutely have access to that chat in the Unfortunate Sons channel of our Discord. What else? What else? Okay, that's it. It has just occurred to me that I have been an absolute fool, and that we're playing Conqueror's Blade, and we have completely missed out on the chance to make a 3B radio house called Unfortunate Sons.
Oh, my character's name is Marcus.
I could not be less surprised, but that's perfect. Please tell me that you're actually going to go earn yourself the mall and go whoop an ass or 3. So,
We're not mistaken. We have 100% of our team game night points that we have not yet actually used on playing a game.
Yeah, we haven't played like
that is
Valheim or
true.
anything
We do
in a while.
have to do that. So
Yeah.
let's go ahead and we're gonna start working towards that. We're gonna have to get some. So we're gonna have to get that set up on there. Unfortunate Sons.
There's also nights like when like we're missing 2 people for a show. But we can't run a show because we just run an impromptu Conqueror's Blade
If
or
that
something.
becomes a thing, I'm totally down. Frag, Leslie, if you have not played Conqueror's Blade, you fucking should. It's an MMO that's mainly PvP based, so I don't know if that's you guys' jam. But you play a character and lead a unit, and your units gain experience points, and you do siege battles. Leslie, as an SCA heavy fighter, the units actually dress ranks and use formations depending on how you put them in places.
You said the only word I heard was unit. Never mind. I'm sorry.
That's a cool back at the beginning of the stream.
We'll send it to your bunk later.
It sounds like an advanced.
I tell people that it's like Dynasty Wars because it's the only thing that I've ever seen like it. You're like running through battles, except in this one you.
But instead of just you, it's like you actually have a whole.
And the units are all historical. Like there's winged hussars, there's janissaries, there's my main guy right now is using spear and yeoman as his like some cavalry dudes. So it's definitely a lot of fun, and I think we're definitely going to work towards an Unfortunate Sons / 3B radio household in Conqueror's Blade.
Oh, that would be fun.
And that'll be a thing that we will also see how we handle that, maybe for patrons getting invites or subscribers getting invites into the channel or into the household. That all being said, Thursday night's Good Boys game is canceled, so that will not be happening. Saturday, we will have at 1 o'clock the Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG runoff that I will be running. For those of you who don't know, Avatar: The Last Airbender RPG was just kickstarted by Magpie Games. It was hugely successful. The rules look very interesting. It is their Beyond the Apocalypse system, I think is what it's called. It's a 2d6 system, very, very story-oriented, and I'm really looking forward to running that this weekend. Tune in so you can see what's going on. Say again?
Sorry, what's the latest on the 3B Radio swimsuit calendar?
It's in post-production.
I just bought my Speedo.
One more. This is flying.
If you guys want a 3B Radio swimsuit calendar, post in the suggestions box because no one's ever used it, and I would really like to see that.
And if you do, you're more fucked up in the head than we are.
Tonight,
But-
we're going to go ahead and we're going to raid Super
Okay,
Dylan.
right.
I don't know what that is. I don't know what's going on there, but it looks interesting. And thanks everybody for watching tonight. It's been a ton of fun.
Guys.
And
Absolutely.
And as
Missed you all.
always, good night, Grace.
Indeed.
Good night, guys.